It's everybody's time of the night. Welcome out to Gatemen Postgame Live as Wareham tops Chatham tonight by the score of 8-5. As promised, we only have three guys on deck tonight. No Jacob Tobey for the second night in a row. He's on assignment. He'll be back at it tomorrow. So the three usual suspects join you. Matt Feld, Andre Sims, I'm Jake Garcia. Guys, Wareham now has won 4 games in a row, this time against the Anglers, a team that came into the game last place in the Eastern Division. It wasn't all hunky-dory for Wareham in this one, though. A 5-run deficit early in the game until their offense battled back, and then out of the bullpen tonight, Ryan Selmer was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, Selmer did a terrific job. Really showcased that hard sinker slider combination that we've been waiting for since he appeared for the Wareham Gatemen at the beginning of this Cape Cod Baseball League season. Kept the right-hand hitters off balance with that sinker down and in, got them to swing over the top of it. But without a doubt, the biggest play of the game was the 6-6-3 double play that he induced with one out in the top of the sixth, with Chatham still leading 5-4. Gets the Gatemen out of the inning and allows them, still with some wind in their sails, on the offense to come and make the full comeback and ultimately win 8-5. So all in all, by far the best we've seen Selmer this year, and this is something that they can rely on time in and time out that he's on the mound. He's going to be a very solid middle inning reliever for this Gatemen team.
The 5-run deficit early. The offense dug out of it, though, posting 8 unanswered runs, and they won by the final score of 8-5. The offense, though, came to play tonight. We thought that would be the case. Turns out it was against Chatham's bullpen and not their starting pitcher, Andre.
Yeah, it was interesting. Their starting pitcher is making his first start of the season, actually shut them down through 3 innings of work. And then after that, the explosion started. A 4-run fourth, got the scoring started, and then 3 runs, and I believe it was the 7th. And it was one of those things where every top to bottom, it was consistency. You talk about multi-hit game, 3 hits from Cole Freeman, 2 hits from Grand Prix, 2 hits from Tovaline. Up and down the lineup, you saw production, runs scored, RBIs, all over the place. Everyone in the starting lineup reached base at least once, and everyone had a hit except for Harrison Woodson, who reached on a hit by pitch and still scored a run. So it's the balance and the depth that we have been talking about so much this season that we hadn't yet seen. And I talked to Jerry Weinstein, and I said, this is the first time your offense really scored in bunches. What do you think caused that? And he credited what we talked about on the broadcast, which was a lot of hard contact and a lot of much better swings and a much better approach, where they were taking what the pitchers were giving them. They were opposite field hits, they were line drives, they weren't pop-ups and rollovers, so a lot better swings, a lot more better contact, and ultimately a better output as they scored 8 runs unanswered.
So Matt talked about the pitching, Andre talked about the offense. That leaves nothing for me to talk about, so we'll go straight to hot takes. Matt, we'll start with you.
Couple hot takes per usual out of me tonight. Number 1, Gavin Sheets, you do look better in right field than you do at first base, and you look just more comfortable out there, and I just think, I'm sorry if you disagree with me, that's for another day. Number 2, this Gatemen bullpen has really improved over these last couple of weeks. It's just no surprise that it correlates with their winning ways over these last week or so. Continuously being able to come in, shut down, and stop the bleeding. Andre, you've talked about that a bunch earlier in the season. This Gatemen staff really struggled with getting 2 outs in the inning and then letting up 3, 4, 5 runs. Over the last week or so, guys like Jake Mathis, Gunnar Leger, who's done it all year, Ryan Selmer, they've been terrific at stopping the bleeding and keeping the Gatemen offense in the game. And lastly, Andre, something else that you pointed out after the Falmouth game was that was going to be a big turning point for this Gatemen team. They were either going to continue on the slide and ultimately end up out of the playoffs or in the 4th spot in the West Division, but they've done the exact opposite. They've now won 5 of 6, 4 in a row against some solid competition, specifically from the Eastern Division, obviously Orleans, Harwich, today Chatham, and they face another test tomorrow when they host the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox, and we're probably going to get a really good idea of where this Gatemen team is, whether they can compete truly with the cream of the crop in this Cape Cod Baseball League as they try to wrap up officially a playoff spot on Sunday.
Only one take from me tonight, so we'll get through this quickly. Maybe I'm stealing yours, maybe I'm not. Cole Freeman, 5 plate appearances tonight and 3 hits. He now sits atop the leaderboard in the Cape Cod Baseball League. He's ahead of Ernie Clement, obviously, because Clement's average has dipped down to the 350 region. Freeman's coming into the game was 370, maybe lower 380s. I don't remember exactly, but with 3 hits tonight, it's only going to rise from here. Wareham going for the 2nd straight season in which they crown the Cape League batting champ. Last year, Andrew Kalika hitting 420. I don't think Freeman will get there this year, but still, back-to-back batting average titles is nothing to scoff at. Andre, round us out.
My hot take is, and it's funny you mentioned Falmouth because I said that was probably the worst loss of the year. I'll go out on a limb and say this was the best win of the year. To beat down this the way they were 5-0 early, Hogan Harris did not look good, even though he was able to joke about it after the game. But he flat out just did not look good tonight to start off this game. And the Gatemen team of, say, even just a week ago probably doesn't come back and win this game. And even the Gatemen team from the beginning of the year doesn't come back and win this game. This team has matured. This team is confident now, which I think is a big difference. And they were able to not be fazed at all by the 5-run deficit early on. They were systematic in their approach. They were efficient. They didn't waste at-bats. They didn't waste outs. And to come back in the way they did, and then not only come back, but come back and then shut the door. As I mentioned and as Matt mentioned, scoring 8 unanswered, that's huge for confidence and huge for morale and huge for this team going forward as they go into a matchup with the first-place Whitey Red Sox tomorrow. So this is the best win of the season.
Wow, look at us, guys, talking about baseball and nothing but baseball for 5 straight minutes. By the sounds of it, that may be the first time all season. But newsflash, it's not. We're actually very serious people, and that'll be it for Gatemen Postgame Live. Wareham wins it by the final score of 8-5.